Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We're back again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my lovely day off. Now, today we're back at the house of Bond Number 9. That's right, guys, Bond Number 9. And I'm going to talk about their latest release, 1 out of 2 from their recent releases. And on top of that, this fragrance is also an oud fragrance. So I'm sure a lot of y'all are curious about what this fragrance smells like. So I will give you guys a full no hype breakdown on the scent right here. Let's go. Before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel as we head towards 28,000 subscribers. So please continue all your support, guys. Deep dive into my over 900 no hype videos and shop at our affiliate links as well as with our friends at the channel like Michael Nowicki. Thank you so much for all your support. And the fragrance that we'll be talking about today is none other than one of the latest Bond Number 9 fragrances. Well, 1 out of 2 from this combo. This is none other than Bond Number 9 Good Oud. Yes, Bond Number 9 Good Oud. And this sample right here is from one of our friends of the channel, Michael Nowicki of Nowicki Decants. Thank you so much, bro, for sending this over. And Nowicki Decants, definitely one of the best decanting companies ever. I got the link below just in case you want to buy a relatively inexpensive sample of Good Oud before committing to a full bottle, which is to the tune of $500 and up. Okay, so anyways, what is up with this fragrance right here, Good Oud? First and foremost, let's talk about this new combo that came out, Good Oud and Oud Supreme. These fragrances, to me, have very simple names and are easy to understand. There's nothing really mysterious or ambiguous about it. It's either you're getting Good Oud or Oud Supreme, which is a supreme version of oud, right? So basically both positive monikers to the name, and then of course add the chief note, which is going to be oud. Now, one thing I had in mind, one of my curiosities was like, why did Bond even do this, considering that they already have a lot of oud fragrances? Let's not forget that Bond Number 9 has an entire Dubai line. If you've ever gotten curious about the brand or you went to a Neiman Marcus, you would see these glistening golden bottles that are guaranteed everything is oud, and you had more than 10 versions of the Dubai line by Bond Number 9. So it is my opinion that, this lineup is kind of old at this point, which is true. And so maybe this is Bond Number 9 reigniting the interest of oud lovers to their brand, and maybe eventually bridge into the Dubai line, which they do have an extensive collection of. Anyways, I like the simple name. It's very simple. And of course, that's what we'll answer today. Is this Good Oud really Good Oud? And what do I think of this fragrance right here? So let's go spray this thing right now and find out. Okay, guys, now let's talk about this fragrance right here. 1 out of 2 from the latest Bond Number 9 oud releases, Bond Number 9 Good Oud. Starting with this opening right here, which I like, okay? And I think a lot of people will like this opening, guys, all right? And first and foremost, let's talk about the oud to get it out of the way. The oud right here is, you'll smell it from the get-go, which I like, okay? I like that because I don't want, especially when fragrances have a spotlight note in the name, like this recent one, Violet 30 from Le Labo. I like that you're getting the violet from the get-go, same as you will get oud from the get-go here. Now, what is up with this oud, guys? Let's get that out of the way. The oud right here is going to be some earthy and woody oud. Basically, it's an oud cypriol combo for those that are familiar with these oud combinations. And it's comforting. It's non-animalic. It's non-poopy. It's not even funky, guys. It's basically cypriol and oud. That is what you will get at the intro right here. Now, of course, this oud is flanked by a lot of different spices. You've got sumac, you've got cinnamon, and then you've got some warming cumin as well as the spices right here. And it is, I would even say, like a 60-40 amount, 60% spices, 40% oud. And then you also have some nice citrusy smelling magnolia to balance everything out. Now, one thing I will say is that this intro right here is woody and spicy, all right, which makes it, in my opinion, an oud fragrance that will appeal to the mainstream. Because right here in this opening, although you have a differentiated amount of spices right here, This is going to be familiar to you if you are familiar with oud and saffron scents. There's no saffron right here, but I will tell you this, that the replacements, sumac and cinnamon, as well as the cumin, kind of replicate the same thing when it comes to oud saffron scents. So that makes it, if you've ever smelled oud and saffron, I mean, to me, that was my initiation into this whole oud thing, smelling an oud saffron scent. You are gonna like this one right here. You got some nice cinnamon, you got some warming cumin, you got some sumac as well. And of course, flanked by that beautiful magnolia floral as well. So I really like this intro. I think a lot of mainstream people will love this intro. And the oud itself is not going to be offensive. It's not going to be poopy or animalic. So I could tell that this one right here is more geared towards mainstream people that are trying to get into oud. Okay, now let's talk about initial sillage and projection of this fragrance right here, Good Oud. This definitely has some beautiful sillage. And this actually, I would say bond number 9, save for maybe scent of peace that could be more powerful than what I expected. Bond number 9 never disappoints me when it comes to performance. And when it comes to the initial sillage and projection of this one definitely has a scent trail. It's powerful. Even when you think it's not powerful, people will still smell you. And again, because of the aromatic blend of spices, again, 60-40, it's got a nice scent trail. It's got a nice draw-in scent as well as you are wearing this fragrance. So again, no complaints over here. Beautiful sillage and projection on Good Oud. Okay guys, now let's talk about the mid right here of bond number 9's Good Oud. Now if y'all like the intro, that was kind of like oud saffron in a way, but slightly more modified and maybe even more complex, I think that y'all are gonna like this mid even more. Okay, and I think that, with that intro coming in, it has some oud. It's also part mainstream, which is, I think, the whole reason, for making these scents anyways. Now, in the mid, guys, I'm going to say this, that if it was 40-60, 40% oud strength, 60% the other notes in the intro, right here in the mid, it's more of like a 20-80, okay? Which means that the oud, which is basically woody and earthy and comforting, non-animalic, actually weakens after 2 hours. Does it ever go away? Of course not. The oud smell continues on. The oud cypriol smell continues on until the end and beyond. But the strongest one is at the first 2 hour mark of this fragrance right here. Now, here in the mid, it becomes 20%, and then everything else is 80%. And the strongest parts of the mid are gonna have 2 fruity notes, which is pomegranate, and on paper, wild berries, which in my opinion is just basically cherry. I think that it's cherry and pomegranate coming in right here on the mid, and it is nice, okay? Especially for cool to cold weather. Having a really, I would say not weakened, but I would say like a good moderate amount of woody, earthy oud right here with some cherry as well as some pomegranate is freaking nice. So that's why I think a lot of people, even on the mainstream, will like the addition of these 2 fruity notes right here. Now, you're gonna have some other like random notes like clary sage, which is kind of weak right here. You're gonna have some myrrh, but the myrrh doesn't spoil the show, okay? The myrrh does not spoil the show, which is basically the fruity combination of cherries and pomegranate. And really all of this eventually transitions into some petal balsam and some amber at the latter part of this mid. So the myrrh is not really strong enough to interfere with the beautiful mainstream lovable mid, again with pomegranate, wild cherries, as well as some amber down the line. That's what you'll get with a consistent, moderate, woody and earthy oud cypriol combo. Okay, so now let's head into the dry down right here of bond number 9 Good Oud. Now the dry down is beautiful as well. It's a nice fade to black ending to this fragrance right here, as you have amber bridging over into labdanum, which also has ambery, resinous, leathery facets. You've got some dark woody patchouli, but nevertheless it's going to be some sweet amber and vanilla at the ending of this fragrance right here. You got some musk as well. I think that it's a nice ending. I mean, really, I'm so familiar with this type of ending. Amber, vanilla, patchouli, musk. You still have some of the oud still continuing on, but at a very small amount at this point. But to me, it's more of like a fade to black ending that is on almost every like fall winter type of oud scents, or even like fall winter scents. I like the ending. Beautiful amber vanilla with dark patchouli, woody, and some musk, I would say. Very nice ending to this fragrance right here. Okay, so what do I think of this fragrance right here? Bond number 9, Good Oud. It really is Good Oud in a way. But definitely I would say that because they're so straightforward with the branding, the naming of this fragrance, Good Oud, I think that, you know, this is aimed for the mainstream. And again, maybe the mainstream has already looked over the aging Dubai series by Bond number 9. So they had to bring out these two out there and make them very, very mainstream lovable, which it is. Okay, I will say this, the opening, like I said, although nothing new, it's kind of like an oud saffron opening right here, but the fact that the spices in oud go into the nice pomegranate and wild cherries and then amber patch towards the end is a really good continuum in this fragrance right here. I think a lot of people that are, you know, either new to oud or you want to bridge into oud but you don't really want to leave the mainstream will like the balance on this scent right here. Now, usage wise, obviously this is going to be a cool to cold weather scent. Again, beautiful in that kind of weather. I mean, with enough like warming and sweet spices, the cinnamon, the cumin, the sumac, and then eventually the fruity notes, the cherry, as well as amber. If you like amber, you'll definitely get amber here. This one has enough nice, you know, hallmark notes when it comes to fall winter fragrances. So I would say cool to cold weather is the best time to wear this. And in my opinion, this is a very unisex scent. Initially, I was going to say, oh, I feel like it is for men, but you know what? Because it's got some fruitiness towards the mid, there's nothing really super masculine about it. Even the, I would say the oud cypriol combo, which is supposed to be masculine, is at a moderate amount that actually the strongest parts in the beginning, like I said. So it is very unisex. Any oud lover from any, you know, sex, anyone in between, I think will enjoy this fragrance right here. Okay, now total performance of this fragrance, guys, is 12 hours and beyond. Again, Bond number 9 has never failed me on this, but one thing I will say, one thing I like about Bond number 9 is the consistency of, you know, the sillage and the strength. Okay, this thing right here, although yes, it's not going to be, the mid and the dry down aren't going to be as strong as the opening salvo of this fragrance, but nevertheless, you'll still have that aura around you, that smell, the aroma, the scent trail. You'll still have it around you even past, you know, 8 or 9 hours of wearing this scent. So this is a very long lasting scent. No issues on that. Okay, so finally, let's look at the cost of this fragrance right here, Bond number 9, Good Oud, and is it a full bottle worthy scent? So looking at this pricing now, I have been mistaken. It is not a $400 scent. It's a $600 scent, which means it might even be more expensive than your average Bond number 9 scent. And it might be at the same, you know, pricing as the Dubai scents. I mean, I haven't checked in a long time, but 600 is more than the average what I thought about Bond number 9. Anyways, guys, with that being said, get a sample. Okay, get a sample from Michael Nowicki and Nowicki Decants. I mean, I don't think I would need a full bottle of this, although it is a full bottle scent for an oud lover that, you know, wants it to be part mainstream. I think that a full bottle is very good. You can wear it all the time. It's not going to be some display material type of bottle. Very, very wearable, especially, you know, cool to cold weather. But it is the pricing as well, and in my opinion, the redundancy, right? Because there are a lot of Middle Eastern scents out there, expensive and cheap, okay? And cypriol isn't necessarily something that, you know, I would say is expensive or something that I only find in expensive Middle Eastern perfumes. So that's the thing. There is some element of redundancy, especially with oud saffron scents, and I'm sure there are some oud fruity scents out there as well. But I do like the combination, I do like the pyramid, and I do like the progression of this fragrance right here. So I'm going to say that it is a full bottle worthy scent, especially for those getting into oud, first timers into oud, and especially collectors that actually wear their scents, not just display their scents. I think that this is a nice full bottle worthy scent. If it is too expensive though, again, go down there in the link below and get at least a 5 to 10 ml decant from Michael Nowicki of Nowicki Decants, because at least you can wear it for a lot of times and not really break the bank on this fragrance. And that is it. That is my no hype review of one of the latest Bond No. 9 fragrances, Good Oud. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance right here, for those that have tried this and for those that have tried Oud Supreme, which is also coming up. It's on the way from a different decanter. I'll try that and I'll compare it with this one eventually, guys. So, you know, again, please continue to support the channel. And again, I want to thank Michael Nowicki of Nowicki Decants, still coming up with a lot of new fragrances, guys. So go to the link below, check them out, enter the Troy D 24/7 mall code, and maybe get a discount, free shipping, what have you. So again, thank you, Michael, for this. And I will see you guys and gals on the next video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. God bless. Take care. Peace.